Hello there, I'm Scotty, you're not, and welcome back to the next chapter in the Sequel-A-Thon 2. Uh, it's also the final chapter in what I like to call the Robin Dunn sequel files. Yes, we've been through Species 3, The Skulls 2, most recently American Psycho 2, and now we've reached his final direct-to-video sequel, Cruel Intentions 2, which is technically a prequel. Actually, I was thrown off by this when they called Robin Dunn's character Sebastian. I went, "Wait, what? Is this a remake? What is this prequel?" It's a prequel showing Sebastian and Catherine meeting for the first time at Manchester Prep. And what's more, do some research. You find out some things. This was originally supposed to be a TV series for Fox called Manchester Prep, as a prequel series to the events of the film Cruel Intentions. Yeah, it was canceled before it even got on it was ordered the series, and Fox said, nah, and it was canceled. It never aired. And so they put the 3 episodes they did film together as a movie, added scenes of sexual content and nudity, which are painfully obvious because like the one scene we have in here of nudity is very like, oh, we filmed this, put this in the middle of the movie, but if you took it out, it would do nothing to the movie. It seems like Catherine's manipulating him here, but it doesn't go anywhere, like at all. It's never mentioned again. It's a big alligator moment, but that is weird. Yeah, the cast in this, though, I will say, is pretty decent. You have Robin Dunn playing Sebastian. Amy Adams plays Catherine with blonde hair, which is really weird because Catherine had dark hair. But I don't know. I haven't seen the movie in a while. Maybe he comments that she just dyed her hair. I don't know. But you have Carrie Lynn Pratt playing the character of Sherry here, Sherry, and Sarah Thompson playing the role of Danielle, the love interest, which is basically a Reese Witherspoon replacement. But there's a twist with her character at the end that kind of, yeah. So this seems kind of very similar to the first one. Really, he's trying to seduce the headmaster's daughter. Isn't that what the original was? Wasn't she the headmaster's daughter or something? I don't know. And so he's seducing her and he's falling in love with her. And Catherine is also trying to manipulate him. And this other girl who is Sherry in this one. So it's basically the same plot. Really, he's trying to get the headmaster's daughter. She's manipulating another girl without the steamy kiss from the original film. Although there is a couple of lesbian style kisses in this. One of them is two naked women in the shower who are played by sisters, which is really weird. I don't know. The first movie has like incest vibes. It's not really incest. It's like you could say it is, but it's not technically because they're step siblings. They even bring it up in here. It's like, it's like, isn't that incest? And then she's like, well, you know what they say about incest, and then they just start making out, and it's like, wait, what do they say about incest? What? Like they're not blood related, but they're still step siblings. They just met each other, so it's not like they've known each other their entire lives and they were forced to being siblings since they were little and they grew up together. No, it's they just met, but it's still kind of, it's kind of a taboo situation where you don't really want to, there are whole certain internet sites dedicated to this kind of content that people get off on. But, I don't know. But my biggest problem with this movie is that it's boring. You could tell it's supposed to be a TV series from the scenes where people are talking and you have popular music from the time playing in the background, or maybe just music playing in the background. The cinematography is very 2000s TV cinematography. If I didn't know any better, I could say this was episode Charmed, the way the cinematography looks. I would say so. It just, I will say that the actors play their roles pretty good. For the most part, Sebastian is trying to change. We get a scene very much like the first one where he's he's talking to the head, this principal guy at his school, and he comments like, she's lost weight, and then he finds out that Sebastian put a somewhat nude picture of his wife in the newspaper, which is very reminiscent to the scene at the beginning, you know, of the first film. You know what I mean? I can't remember, but it's very similar to that. Couple things though, like his dad married Catherine's mom, and obviously he's in it for the money, but he's like sleeping around and cheating. I never got the sense of that from the first film, but I don't know. They were probably going to explore something. There was some kind of character development with that where maybe he was going to change, but by the end of this film, Sebastian changes. So I don't know. And basically, this movie is Sebastian courting Danielle, except for the one scene where he's in the shower and the two sisters or whatever. Even says, "Are you sisters?" They're like more like kissing cousins, and they're sitting there by Catherine, but like I said, that scene goes nowhere other than to, hey, this is a cool intense movie. We gotta have a sex scene in it somewhere. And there are some sexual stuff in this, like when Catherine's trying to teach Sherry how to ride a horse, and it's basically a cowgirl style. She's basically grinding on this horse and getting off on it. She gets knocked off. She's like, "Oh, it's okay. Are you okay?" Never felt better. Because she got off, got off. She got her rocks off, you should say. And yeah, for the most part, it's okay. Like, there's some boring parts where I'm sitting here and I'm watching this, and I'm like, good God, this movie's only 85 minutes, but it feels like I've been sitting here for 3 hours. There's just so much talking and bullshit. And there's the whole, he's trying to impress her with the money that he has now, and she doesn't want anything to do with it. And then and then eventually she comes around. And I started to suspect something, but I kind of just brushed it away. Because they're sitting in the park, and they're talking about, oh, I want to take things slow. And she's like, the way things are going right now, I just had my first kiss last night. Now you're touching my breast. And the way things are going right now, by lunch, I'll have your dick in my mouth. And he's like, "You ready for lunch?" He's like, I'm joking. And then she starts throwing up his pants. And she's gonna go down on him right there in the park until the dad calls. Which, I have a theory on that, of who that actually was. Because they never really explain it. They say it's her dad, but with the reveal, yeah, so the reveal, Catherine comes on to him, which was the whole thing with the first film, is that he wanted to bet her and she wouldn't let him, and that was the whole thing they made the bet for. We were going to have some issues, and we talked to the ending of this movie. But he's like, no, I love Danielle, and I'm going to go confess my love to her. So he does, and she laughs in his face because, twist time, her and Catherine have been working together the entire time, and she never cared for Sebastian. It was only part of the plan. And on a dime, Sebastian's like, well, if you can't beat him, join him. So he turns back to his old ways, despite the fact he wanted to change. Well, he did say he was changing for her. He's now going to go back to being devious, which is what we know from the first film. And that's it. Oh, there is one more thing. They have a threesome. Let me say that again. They, that being Danielle, Sebastian, and Catherine, have a threesome. We don't see it, but it's implied they have a threesome. I have a problem with this. The whole thing from the first film established that Catherine is the one woman he has never been able to bed. He's manipulated so many women to get them into bed, and he's never been able to bed Catherine, which is why they make that bet, because he wants to climb that mountaintop. He wants to finally complete that conquest, right, in his mind. That now is taken away from the first film, if you consider this canon, because of the fact that it's implied that he already had a threesome with her and another woman. No, don't like. don't like. It didn't know. I get what they were trying to do here, that they're gonna literally be in bed together with manipulating people. It is kind of saved by the ending, which shows Sebastian this is the way he was at the beginning of the first film, and they see Sherry, and like she gets knocked off her bike, which gets destroyed, and I love how the driver just, oh, I'll take care of your bike, and he just chucks it behind the friggin' limousine, and then Sebastian seduces her, and they have sex, which we don't see, but we hear it. And then Catherine and Danielle were in the front seat. Oh, Danielle also gives him. It's really weird because he's in the limo and it's like it's a gift for him, his journal from the first film. But then they're both in the front seat, so why didn't she just hand it back to him? I don't know. But yeah, it's implied now they're going to be working together, which. Yeah. So this ending, though, was this filmed after the series was canceled? Because it feels like it should be the ending of the first episode, but it feels like this was several episodes. They even comment, "Oh, this feels like a bad TV series or something," but I don't know. I don't know. I think it would have been okay if they had not, like, the threesome scene bothers me, because the whole thing of the first film was he was trying to bed her because he could never get in her pants. That was the whole thing. And now you're saying that they did? Did they even know the plot of the first movie to do this? It makes no sense that he would be trying to get, if he's already had her, unless, no, that makes sense because it's a threesome. So I'm saying this, unless she was the best lay of his life and he wants more of it, and that's why, but it's never explained. It's never explained. Also, Catherine is having an affair with the assistant headmaster, who is the teacher guy from Jason X, and she explicitly says that she is underage. Mm-hmm. And he's like, if I get caught, this will ruin my career. I said, no, you get caught, you go to jail. Go directly to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200, jail. That's, why can't I think of the word? It's pedophilia, technically, right? I mean, I'm assuming they're like 16, 17, but still. Underage is underage, and it's still pedophilia, right? It's just, I don't know. Because they're sophomores, so yeah, they'd be like 16. I don't know. But maybe that little plot line didn't need to be in there, or maybe because they were in college in the first movie, so this is supposed to bridge that gap, I guess. I don't know. It was fine for what it was, but in the end, it's just not worth your time. Okay? That's the first one of Sequel-A-Thon that I've said that so far. So far, I haven't been that bad. Even American Psycho 2 was better than this. So if we're going by if I'm going to quickly rank the Robin Dunn sequels, I would say this is at the bottom, followed by Species 3. Then there's this. Then there's American Psycho 2. I pointed to it. And then Skulls 2. Skulls 2 is the best of those. I liked American Psycho 2 just fine. Even Species 3 is not bad. But this one is the first one I can say that is just not on me. So, what are your thoughts on Cool Intentions 2? Let me know in the comments. Let me share, like, share, and subscribe. We're not done. I picked the next movie. Well, the next movie is literally the next movie because we're going to do Cruel Intentions 3. Yes, they made a third one for some reason, and I don't think it's even connected. And Keira Smith is here. Yay. So if you didn't think this was Dawson Creek enough, hey, it's Jack. Anyway, Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.